Okay, everybody. Tomorrow morning, Jefferson City, Missouri, that's our state capital, there's going to be a public hearing on House Bill number 2118. That'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Put that back up there. And what this bill does is currently in the state of Missouri, if you have to use lethal force to defend yourself, the burden of proof is upon you as the defendant to prove that it was necessary. Now that's kind of weird because when I was growing up as a little kid back in the 70s in elementary school, in our civics class, we were always told that the defendant is always innocent until proven guilty beyond a shadow of doubt in a court of law, and that burden of proof was upon the state. But somehow over the years that got all messed up, and now it's backwards. Now it's you, defendant, who has to prove your innocence. But what this bill does is basically turn that around. It puts the burden of proof upon the state. I'll leave it in the show notes where you can read this whole bill here. It's about 3 pages, not too long. And basically here's a summary of it. It says, under current law, defendant has the burden to prove he or she reasonably believe physical or deadly force is necessary to protect him or herself or a third person. This bill provides that there shall be a presumption of reasonableness that the defendant believes such force is necessary to defend him or herself or a third person. So in other words, you're presumed innocent. The state has to prove that you're guilty, and that's the way it should be. I mean, that's basically how it's set up in the Constitution. All right, but anyway, before I get to talk any more about this, for those in a hurry and don't want to sit around for a 20-minute video or whatever, it'd be great if you can make it there. That would be at, let's see, there we go. It would actually be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. That'd be March 1st, 2022. It's a special committee on government oversight. The chair is Jared Taylor. It'd be in the House Hearing Room 7. And again, that would be at 10 a.m. But for those of you who can't make it, what you can do is, first of all, you can send in a witness testimony, and I'll show you how to do it. It's real easy. First of all, you type in house.mo.gov, and that'll bring you to this site here, the Missouri House of Representatives. And first thing you do is see this box that says hearings. Click on that, and you're going to have a calendar here. Tomorrow's going to be Tuesday, March the 1st. You want to go to Special Committee on Government Oversight, House Hearing Room 7, 10 a.m. And you click on that, and it's going to show you Special Committee on Government Oversight, and it's going to have the public hearing, and it's House Bill 2118 that you're going to be testifying on behalf of, use of self-defense. And you see where it says submit witness form, submit witness testimony. Click on that, and here's your witness form. It's going to tell you the hearing, Special Committee on Government Oversight. And then the bills. You got 2 bills. You want 2118, use of self-defense. And you're testifying as an individual, unless you are a lobbyist or a business organization. If you're watching this, probably an individual. And then use of self-defense, reason. Now, you want to click on in support of, because you're supporting this bill. Otherwise, if you're not, I don't know why you're watching this video. But anyways, and then here's a statement. You put in your reason why you're supporting the bill, because you believe a person has the right to self-defense and they should be presumed innocent until proven guilty, but whatever. The burden of proof should be upon the state and not the defendant. But anyway, whatever your reason, just put your reason in there, and that had to be anything special. It could be real short. And then where it says attendance, if you just want to submit this testimony, that's what you'll click on. Or If you want to submit this testimony, you also plan to attend in person, you can do that too, either one. Then under details here, you got to put in your name, phone number, address, all that stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. And then he'll say acknowledgement by checking this box. I affirm my testimony is submitted as true and correct. Witness provides la da 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 da. You read that, and then you click submit, and that's it, man. You send off a testimony. Yeah, if you want to do that this evening, or you want to get it in there, I guess starts tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, March 1st. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with that. Now, got that out of the way. For those that are in a hurry and ain't got time to watch the full video, we did that about what, less than 5 minutes? Good. Now, let's go to this. Again, basically this bill is proving, or what this bill does is put the burden of proof upon the state, upon the prosecution. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove that you're guilty, or that your use of force wasn't reasonable. Alright, and I'm going to leave in the show notes the actual bill itself. That way you can read that over if you like. It's not that long. It's only it's a little less than about 2.5 pages. Not a big deal, but you know, it's always good to read it to know what you're you know. So anyway, something else I want to bring up. Now, there was another bill in the Senate. It's basically a sister bill to this. It was Senate Bill 666, which is basically the same thing, right? You know, the right to use deadly force to protect yourself. And of course, you know, you would be presumed innocent, and the burden of proof was upon the state to prove that your use of deadly force wasn't reasonable. Alright. But what happened there is that bill actually got shut down, or it got shot down. It what was it, 7-5 or something. And there's actually 2 Republicans that voted this down. And if they'd have voted yet, then the bill would have, they'd have voted for it, it would have went out of committee and I guess onto the floor for a vote. What I want to show you here is look at all these witnesses that were against that bill. A bill that would give you the right to defend yourself with deadly force, and it would put the burden of proof upon the prosecution or the state, instead of the burden of proof being upon you, the citizen. Once you see all these witnesses against, Missouri Association of Prosecuting Attorneys, Kevin Hillman there, and this guy, Russell Oliver, Missouri Association of Prosecuting Attorneys. Now, if you guys been following any of my other videos on SAPA, the Second Amendment Preservation Act, this guy has been very, very, very prominent in leading the charge to try and take the penalty mechanism out of SAPA. And this guy also wants to put the burden of proof upon you, the little old citizen defendant, so that the state, the prosecutor, can have an easier time of winning his case. As far as your constitutional rights or anything like that, forget that. This guy is all about making it easier for him to put you in prison. Now let's see who else we had here. Missouri Sheriffs United. That's basically a sister organization of the Missouri Sheriffs Association, who's real active last year in trying to stop SAPA. Now, they haven't been that active this year because this year is an election year and sheriff's is an elected position. But let's see. But they definitely came up here to stop this bill, Senate Bill 666. They want the burden of proof to be upon you, the citizen. So that's your prosecutors, and that's your sheriff so far. Who else we got? Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. showed up to testify against this bill. They want the burden of proof to be upon you too. And then you got Scott Swain, Missouri police chiefs. So basically, you got law enforcement who instead of enforcing laws, they want to come in here and alter or help make the laws. And they want the burden of proof to be upon you, the citizen, the defendant. I'm just showing that to you. These people are also very active. They're very active right now trying to stop SEPA. Okay. They want to change. What they want to change, they want to take the enforcement mechanism out of SEPA, which would basically make it a worthless resolution. But look at all these people that showed up. Now, my question is, I wonder if they're going to show up tomorrow for this House bill. That would be very interesting. I'm kind of hoping they do, because I would like to talk to them as a citizen and ask him why they would want the burden of proof to be upon the citizen when our Constitution says that you are innocent until proven guilty beyond a shadow of doubt in a court of law. I don't know. I'm sure the reason I don't know what the reasons will be. Probably something like, oh, if this law passes and people can use deadly force to defend themselves, there'll be piles of dead bodies everywhere or something like. I mean, you've heard all that stuff before. Anytime there's some kind of pro-gun bill, it's going to be it's going to be wild, wild west. Everybody's going to get shot up. Of course, it's never the case. But these people were there to shut down Senate Bill 666. And my guess is they're probably going to show up tomorrow. So I'll tell you what, I'm definitely going to be there tomorrow. Unless I wake up dead, I'm going to be there tomorrow to testify for this bill. Hopefully, if anybody else listening to this can make it to Jeff City, please show up and testify in support of this. And if you can't, once again, you can submit a witness form and showing you're in favor of it, and that'll count too. That'll make a difference. So I just wanted to show this stuff to you guys. Yeah, it's going down tomorrow, 10 a.m. the House Hearing Room 7 at our state capitol in Jefferson City. So with that said, thanks for watching, and if you like what you heard, spread the word.